it's the main thing about this film, and the headline about this film is that there is no dialogue in it whatsoever. So oh yeah, start the timer. Yeah, there is no timer in this. There's no dialogue in this film whatsoever. You have Caitlin Dever, who plays a character. Oh, I can't remember her name, but she lives a very solitary life. You see her in a house. You see her like doing things by herself. She's making clothes that look like they're from the 50s and everything like that. She's dancing by herself. She is not really getting involved. And you see her. She sees a very solitary life. She goes into the town. Everybody in the town sort of like ignores her and just sort of shoots her dirty glances like, what are you doing here, and all that kind of stuff. There's a bit where she goes into the town and somebody sees her. She comes face to face with somebody, and she's about to say pretty much about the only words in the film, and somebody spits in her face. She manages to go, ah, and then someone spits in her face. And then this starts off looking like, quite frankly, a film a bit like, what's that name of that film with Daisy Edgar Jones, where she is in the marshes of, cannot remember the name of the film, but it starts to feel a bit more like one of those films. But then as you go along, it gets a bit crazy. And I feel like it is not a big spoiler to say it becomes an alien invasion movie. So essentially, in this film, it's an alien invasion movie. The aliens invade, they come in there, and it's all about this one woman trying to fight against the aliens and where the crawdad sings. It starts off looking a little bit like one of those sort of like Where the Crawdad Sings films, but then it becomes an alien invasion movie, and essentially, and it's full blown stuff. Like, we're talking tractor beams, we're talking like, you know, creatures with bulbous heads and long limbs, and they all just sort of like, and how they're trying to capture everybody in this town, and it's all about this one woman's survival. So it's like a 90-minute survival, what's the word I'm looking for, nightmare of this woman while she's trying to stop herself getting abducted by these aliens. And as this going along, they are seeding in like things about her character and things about her life, and explaining why is it that nobody talks to her, or why is it that she lives on her own, or why is it that she seems very, very isolated. And it works very well because, bearing in mind, this is a film in which there isn't a word said. There is literally no word. There is no dialogue in this film whatsoever. It actually works quite well because it's just sort of like action set piece after action set piece after action set piece, and then with a little bit of like, you know, character work and everything like that, where they explain what goes on what she's going on in there. And I think it feels like they made this film as an experiment, where they were like, can we make a film where nobody says anything for a while, and let's see how long we can keep it going. Let's see how long we can keep it going. Let's see how long we can keep it going. It leans into quite a few of the sort of alien abduction or alien invasion tropes. But this time, obviously, nobody's saying anything and all that. And I really like this. I thought it was quite good. The ending is a little bit divisive because the ending kind of like makes you go, wait, but if that's the case, and I think there's some people who will see the ending and will be like, yeah, good on her, yeah. And there's some people who are going to be like, no, that's just messed up. That is just messed up. But I thought it was actually really, really well done. I think if you've seen an alien invasion film, it's kind of like, imagine War of the Worlds, but everything is set in the farmhouse, in that farmhouse scene. And I thought Caitlin Dever is brilliant. Bearing in mind that she doesn't say a word throughout the whole film, you get exactly what's going on. She does it very, very well. I think it's a really, really well-made film. I would recommend that you go see it, and I would give it a 4 out of 5. But I think it's intriguing because it's kind of like a film in which they say nothing. There's no things whatsoever. There are some questions because there's no exposition. So they don't tell you, well, here are the aliens, and the aliens want to get this because their homeworld has been devoid of water. There's none of that in there. So there's some bits where you're like, okay, so what happens there? What happens there? Why does that happen? And I think they do a good job of sometimes telling you, sometimes just being ambiguous. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for No One Will Save You. Wow. And we have about 50 seconds for any questions.
Okay, yeah. So what do the aliens look like? Are they like
the aliens look like aliens?
as in like the Greys, or as in
the Greys? The Greys.
Yeah.
I think they it seems like they made a very fundamental decision to keep the aliens looking like you would expect aliens to look, like you know the stereotypical, like Paul, yeah, essentially like Paul, like the stereotypical 1950s. They've come to Earth and everything. That's exactly what the aliens look like. Yeah. I mean, there are there's some changes because some are bigger and some are smaller and everything like that. But the basic alien looks like a movie alien.
Right. Yeah, like you'd expect an alien.
Like you'd expect. I think they do a little bit like the way the aliens communicate is it's a bit different, and the way they communicate it sort of raises more questions for the storyline and everything like that. But it's quite good. I quite liked it. And Sean, I would be intrigued to see what you would think if you could find
Well,
Disney Plus.